The horror, Times Square, on November 16th. Welcome to another Today's Decay, celebrating births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. 1874, W.C. Handy was born, who is, this whole day is all dreams, ethereal concepts, things that are lost to time. But on November 16th, it's worth collecting them and reflecting, right? W.C. Handy, born today, 1874, who was a very early rock star in a pre-20th century age, in that he wrote St. Louis Blues. He was a real entrepreneur who was a songwriter. Who would be before him? Maybe Buddy Bolden? But between the two, you wind up having like early jazz, blues type stuff, both of which, as individuals and performers, captured people's excitement and imagination. W.C. Handy. I don't think anything exists that he actually recorded, but his songs live on well beyond his lifetime. Kind of interesting to think, right? Like, you know, you have like the Charlie Pattons of the world, the Robert Johnsons of the world, who just so happen to, as luck would have it, were born a little bit later and were able to be, you know, put down on record. But W.C. Handy and Buddy Bolden before him, it's like they're just spirits. Their spirits still reside with us. Yeah, 1922. Right here at the Samuel L. Harris Theater, 226 West 42nd Street, John Barrymore first performed as Shakespeare's Hamlet. This role and his role as Richard III cemented him as like the world's greatest actor, the world's greatest tragedian. It's not a word. What would be the opposite of comedian? Just an actor? Is that all he was? He wasn't. He was also, much like W.C. Handy, a rock star. You have, 1920s wild women, labeled flappers. There was no male equivalent to a flapper. There wasn't a, movement. If there was a movement, it was encapsulated by one man, one John Barrymore, who was... he shedded like Victorian values and ways of acting in public, and instead was like a drunken complete mess and ruined every relationship around him. But also showed that you could like strip naked, throw food on people on the street, and scream and howl and sell out these theaters playing Shakespearean characters. So yes, there's films that exist of him, but he didn't really care about this. Him and his whole family at this point, Ethel and Lionel, were all of like live theater stock. And Richard III and Hamlet would have taken place right here, 1922. 1946, I think it is, Barbara Lee was born, who was a actress who almost starred in the Hammer production of Vampirella, which never happened. But there's some great promotional stills and a script that's floating around somewhere or another. It just never happened. Matter of fact, it was like possibly the production that broke Hammer, put the nail in the coffin of Hammer Horror Studios. But yeah, she was born today. So there you go, November 16th, all things that don't exist, but you can spend time reflecting on and researching and putting your head into, their creations. Otherwise, what are you doing on November 16th? Spending time in Times Square? Run! All right, that's it. From me to you, till tomorrow, goodbye.